Hello everybody, video here for you today. This is the No Cap recap of the Curse of Oak Island companion show Drilling Down, Season 12, Episode 3, called The Mystery Deepens. It was originally aired right after the Season 12 main show finale on May 20th, 2025. If you missed any of my recaps of that or any other episodes, there's a link to my Oak Island playlist in the upper right. Let's get into it. Previously, on the Curse of Oak Island, people have been looking for an incredible treasure for 230 years. Host Matty Blake meets with Rick, Marty, Craig, Alex, and Jack in the war room, and Jack says that he thinks that this year was the best ever. Matty brings up what none of the skeptics have an answer for: the continuous high precious metal traces in the water. The gentlemen with the PhDs in geoscience say that it is not naturally occurring metal and would still have to be there to cause levels that high. High readings northwest of the main search area in a section of the money pit called the Baby Blob disappeared after huge amounts of water was introduced as part of the sonic drilling program, and a collapse heard by Dr. Spooner, which are thought to be the cause of the disappearance. The high trace amounts remain persistent in the boreholes in this gold circle. The two caissons sunk inside the treasure zone in season 12 were the first one, called True Believer, that eventually caved in and had to be stopped. And the last one of the season, which was left in place during the off season, called The One Thing. That last caisson is actually shown slightly out of place on this graphic from the show. According to surveyor Steve Gupto's data, TOT1 caisson has only a sliver protruding into the donut-looking Dunfield circle. The center should be more southeast, approximately on the I horizontal line and the 7 vertical line that J and K7 are on to the south. Before they ran out of time as winter set in, the team brought up pieces of tools from 140 to 170 foot depth that were dated from 1650 to 1750. At the newest, 45 years before the discovery of the original money pit shaft. Since the caisson was apparently stuck on a ledge that it could not break through, the team decided to use an airlift system to force things on the solution channel floor to the surface. The airlift hoses were able to go deeper on the opposite side of the ledge. After the caisson reached the 200-foot level, this chisel was brought up, and that was in the same date range, 1650 to 1750. In reaching the solution channel, TOT1 went down further than any recorded searcher, except for Dan Blankenship's borehole 10X that reached 235 feet, but that is northeast of the money pit area and at a higher elevation. The season ended with more spoils from the solution channel left to go through. The reason they wanted to go deeper this year is because of their belief that the chapel vault and anything else would have fallen down into the solution channel after the many collapses throughout the years. That's likely what the title, The Mystery Deepens, refers to. As far as fully or mostly exploring the solution channel in season 13, Rick says it's either a big dig or tunneling into it. The team had planned to do tunneling from the garden shaft after it was refurbished, but probe drilling ended up flooding the shaft and it was abandoned due to stability concerns if they had a constant pump running in it. The chat turns to the swamp, and in season 12 there were even more structures and cobble paths found. That could possibly lead to links to the money pit area and lot 5 in a master plan carried out by multiple generations. The thought is that there could be much more under the swamp muck since they have excavated only an estimated 30% of the swamp so far. The late Fred Nolan investigated the swamp for multiple decades, and the Laguna team has 12 seasons in now as well, and there are still things that they didn't know about until this most recent season. Two of the key dates in the swamp are the paved area, dated 1200 AD, and the Eye of the Swamp, dated 1680 AD, which is when Dr. Spooner had determined when most of the swamp manipulation would have been done. Wooden survey stakes found along the cobble paths have been dated to the 1600s. The Laguna team has had access to Lot 5 for only 2 seasons, but the finds are consistent and old. The lead barter token on the left is an isotopic match for the 1300s lead cross found in Smith's Cove. In addition to finding Roman coins that date over a wide range, with the newest being 500 years old, a mortar concrete found in the soil on Lot 5 matches the same found under Cone E of Nolan's Cross and deep in the money pit. The plans for Lot 5 in Season 13 are more hand excavation, more metal detecting, and a new round of ground penetrating radar scans. In Season 12, researcher John Edward presented evidence linking the Knights Templar to the Knights of Malta. The Templars would be the most likely organization that would have had the resources and engineering knowledge to be able to accomplish what was done on Oak Island. The Knights Hospitaller fought in the Crusades alongside the Templars and became the custodians of Templar assets once that order was officially disbanded in 1312. The Hospitallers were known by several different names until relocating to Malta and going with the Knights of Malta. The button found on Lot 5 also appears to match a Knights of Malta uniform button. The trip to Malta is then recapped, telling of engineering similarities to works on Oak Island. More compelling than that, though, is that researcher Corin Mall found that a family tree connects a high-ranking Templar knight through related Templars and ending up with a Spanish member of the Knights of Malta that was chosen to lead the expedition to establish a Spanish colony in North America on land that is now known as Nova Scotia. That group's headquarters was 10 miles south of Oak Island, so those colonists could have easily been familiar with the island. The episode ends with the Fellowship's general plans for Season 13. Some specific things were mentioned earlier in this recap, but at the end here, they basically just say that they will continue. Marty does promise that they will find a way to access the solution channel. The team spends the last minute thanking the fans and saying that they need the fans, and the fans matter a great deal to them. Assuming Season 13 starts as normal in mid-ish November with 5.5 months of off-season. The Secret of Skinwalker Ranch Season 6 starts June 3rd, and I will be recapping that as well as retro recaps of Seasons 2 through 4. Seasons 1, 5, and the first 5 episodes of Season 2 are already in that Skinwalker Ranch playlist. Thanks so much for watching. Please subscribe, like, and comment. Sempre avanti.